Hi there, welcome back to the Enumas, and you're watching currently At Home with Mama. This is where you get a lot of recipes that I love cooking and sharing with yourselves. My family loves them, so I thought, why not share it with the world? I hope you enjoyed this episode. It's gonna be something special. It's something that I love doing growing up and enjoy eating growing up. So I thought, why not share it with yourself? It's a traditional meal based in mainly Africa, Nigeria. I don't know if they cook in other parts of the world, but it's yam porridge. So come along with me as I show you how I make it. This is my recipe. I'll list out the ingredients that I use. Personally, you need yam tuber. You need one onion bulb or two, depending on how much you like onion. You need palm oil. I use a little palm oil because I don't like too much oil in my food. Fresh tomatoes or plum tomatoes or chopped tomatoes, depending on your preference. I use chopped tomatoes in this recipe. You need bell peppers, which some will call tatashe. I use two for this recipe. You need scotch bonnet peppers. My children don't like peppers, so I tend to use about three or four, depending on how spicy I would like it. But for this episode, I use about three. And then I use also cloves, which is garlic cloves, garlic cloves, garlic cloves. I use garlic cloves as well as a little bit of ginger, just to give it a little bit of taste and that gingery taste to, keep it healthy. As well as tomato paste, just to give it that flavoring. I feel like using tomato paste gives it a different kind of flavor. I use 3 cubes of Maggi cubes. The ones in that is 2 in 1, so I use 3 of those. And then I use also different type of seasoning. Many of you that watch this program at home with Mama will know I love my salt and chili seasoning. If you don't know about it, you need to find out about it. It's very special. So I use that for my cooking as well as I use also dry fish in part of this, and also fresh smoked fish, which I got from Sainsbury's. Fresh smoked fish, which I got from Sainsbury's. So I used 1 sachet of those, which is 2 in 1, and it's very delicious, very very delicious. So I tend to wash that in water and then use that. And then also, what you will see at the end of this is I also added um ugu leaves, which I don't know what the name will be in English. I'm sure I've mentioned it before, but please find out if you don't know it. I'm sure I'll type it out just so that you know the English name. But ugu leaves and also spinach on this occasion, because I wanted to give it a little bit of greens, as you know, it's good for iron and it also helps with the flavoring of this meal. Amen. I don't know why I'm saying amen. I'm so used to church life. Also, and you salt to taste just to make it delicious at the end of the day. So come along with me as we get right into it. So you can see here, I'm chopping the yam. The first part of it wasn't so good, so of course I'm going to throw that away and cut the good part out of it. And then you see me cutting up all the yam. Taking be careful when you're cutting yam, because it can cause an itch on your skin. So be careful to pull it away from your skin. Peel off all the skin off it and also wash it thoroughly, because obviously some sand will be from the skin, may touch the yam. So you need to wash it very clean. You can see that I'm blending the peppers. That's the tatashe and the scotch bonnet with the plum, which is chopped tomatoes. On this occasion, I use half of the tin to blend so that I'm not using water. You can see the palm oil in the pot. You frying up my red onions, as you can see there. They're frozen onions, because I tend to freeze up my onions, so you can see it'll clump it together. The reason why I freeze it is to avoid it being spoiled in summer, because there's not much hair in Britain during summer. It's very humid, so I tend to chop up my onions and freeze them, as you can see there. So I'm frying them in the palm oil to get to that soft, delicious taste, as you can see. So you fry up the onions, pour in the blended peppers that you've blended together, the tatashe, the scotch bonnet, and also the tatashe is the bell peppers, the scotch bonnet, and a little bit of chopped tomatoes, as you can see in the video. Part is I added the remaining part of the chopped tomatoes that's left in the tin, to go with the already, just to have that chunky bits of tomatoes in the meal. I like the little chopped bits of tomatoes. You can use fresh tomatoes if you prefer, but to save time, I use the chopped tomatoes from the tin. Cover it to let it cook together, and then, or fry together, I should say, because I'm frying the pepper. And then once it's steamed out, remove the cover, pour in your mixed peppers. Mixed peppers was taken from, obviously, the frozen mixed peppers as well. You probably wonder, why do I use so many frozen items? It's just time, saves time. Live a busy life. you just tend to have things frozen so you can just pick it out and make a quick meal. So if you're a mom like me, mom of two, you get busy quite often, so it's easier to have things frozen up and you just pick it up and fry up. So you can see that I just poured in the crayfish into the pepper that's already cooked together. I'm pouring in the crayfish, putting in the yam now, the freshly washed yam. You can see that I've gotten rid of all the bad bits and all you see is the good bits. And then that's the thing with yam. If you don't eat it quick enough, it gets spoiled. So you have to make sure that you get fresh yam and eat it quite quickly, especially if you live in England where it's quite humid. So you need to have clean yam. That's my salt and chili spice that you see me just poured in, and then dried fish into it because it will need more time to cook. So I like to put in the fish early so you cook with the sauce and the yam. You can see that I'm using very little water because I don't want to get rid of the flavoring. Now a little bit of salt to just make it taste beautiful, and you can see all cooking together. Just a little bit of water, rinse from the blender into this pot, cooking it nicely, cover it, let it steam up together, let that flavor go into the yam. You can see the oil, the palm oil at the top. That's how you know that it's coming along very, very well. I mixed it all together, checking the yam is soft, ready to eat, but not yet. So you mix up all the flavors together, just making sure that there's nothing clogged up in one corner. You need to allow all the flavors to mix together real good, and go into the yam. You'll probably see me in a minute cutting up the yam whilst it's in there. That is some Italian thyme or herbs, I should say. So it's a mixture of thyme, oregano, different sauce, different herbs in one. So it's the Italian herbs that I'm using there just to give it some, savory, delicious smell. The moment you bring your nose into it, you just want to eat it up real quick. Mix it all up in there. And then I start cutting up the yam just to make it less chunky. But you still want the chunk in there. You still want that chunk because you don't want to get rid of all the chunk. Then it will be very mashed up porridge. We don't want mashed up porridge. We like that, crunchy yam feel, but you don't want it too big as well. So you chop it up as much as you can because some part of the mashed yam gives that thickness to the meal to make it more porridge like. So yeah, you can see that bubbling up, ready, waiting for the next part. The pumpkin leaves because I feel like it needs that extra bit to cook more. You don't want to feel like you're eating ash leaf or dried leaf because it's from frozen, so it needs to really steam and cook well so that you feel like you're eating a good meal rather than feeling like I'm actually chewing grass. So yeah, it's good to put in, is it pumpkin leaf or ugu leaf? I don't know what it's called, but ugu leaf is the Nigerian name for it. Yeah, so you put that in a bit early so that you can, soften up and really cook and the flavors goes into the yam as well. I should really find out what the ugu leaf is called in English. So it's easier for you to purchase in your country should you wish to make this meal. It's called fluted pumpkin. Fluted pumpkin. Yeah, so I wasn't wrong. It's pumpkin leaves, but it's called fluted pumpkins. I just googled it for you. For those of you that would love to know what it is called, there you have it. It's called fluted pumpkin. And that's ugu leaves. It's very delicious, very healthy, has lots of benefits. For those of you that want to know more about the benefits for ugu, you can Google it. Google it. And ugu is spelled UGWU. UGWU, and you'll be able to get the information that you need. Right. The next part of this, after the ugu has been added, then you add in the spinach to the end of it. Once you add in your spinach, you add in your smoked fish or broken up in pieces into the meal. My God, I can feel it already. I want more right now, even though this was made months ago. But yeah, I'm feeling it right this minute. Honestly, so delicious. As you can see there, I'm mixing it all together, bringing in all the flavor into that same, spot. What is missing here will be some shrimps. Some shrimps will have killed this meal. I'm telling you. Some shrimps will have done it, but I didn't have shrimps at that time. So I used smoked fish, which was delicious all the same. Finished same day, I'm telling you. Finished the same day. You can see the final dish coming right up on your screen. Very, very tasty, very delicious. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please put it down that I love this, Mama. Write it down in the comments. I would love to hear from you. And if you've enjoyed every second of this video and you try it out in your homes, you obviously try this recipe. Please let me know. I want to know how you found it. Was it delicious? Was it spicy? Did you put in all the ingredients? Did you make use or did you make your own? Did you, personalize it? Let me know. I want to hear from you. You're watching today at Home with Mama, giving you all the recipes that will make your world a different place. Thank you all so very much for watching today. Make sure you subscribe and come back for more recipes like this. Amen. God bless you. And I'll see you right back here on the Enemies at Home with Mama. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't yet subscribed, make sure you do so right this very minute and watch out for upcoming next videos. Thank you and God bless. Bye.